Happy Easter Sunday, everybody. I hope you're well. I have, and again, I'll repeat, Happy Easter Sunday, everyone. I really hope you're well. I have struggled with the subject of cremation for all my life. And after suffering in silence about it for these many years, too many years, I have to say something about it. I have to share my struggle. This is Easter Sunday. This is the day that he has risen. This is the day that the Lord Jesus Christ was resurrected after a horrible crucifixion that was for the spectators' theater, that left the Lord Jesus Christ with a crown of thorns so sharp they drew blood, that saw his body marked with the digging wounds of being whipped and the blood resulting, that had him literally left saying, "But forgive them, Lord, for they know not what they do." What they did was they took him down and they put him into a tomb and they let him rest. He was laid to rest. But then, as you and I both know, on this day he rose. If Jesus Christ's body were cremated, there would have been no resurrection. Hear me out. This is what I've struggled with for so long. If Jesus Christ's body were cremated, burned, there would have been no resurrection. There would have been no body to see. Think about this. There would have been no body, literally, to see gone, as opposed to there. Arguably, there wouldn't have been a spirit even there to say, hey, he's not here anymore, as was the case. And there would have been no body, no Jesus Christ meeting with his disciples, meeting with a number of people, expressing shock that he had risen from the tomb. There would have been no Jesus Christ sending out the message. He was back. That's why I have such a problem with cremation. The idea of cremation, I don't want to be cremated. My grandfather was. I had a hard time with that, but I suffered in silence. The photograph that is this thumbnail is of my godmother, Janet Estelle Collins. I was one of the people who carried her casket, pallbearer. And I have served in such a role for at least 6 funerals. And I'm honored that I was asked to do so. It is an honor to be there to bury a loved one. I'm not even convinced that one should be embalmed, digging out the body and putting all this puffiness and everything. Why not just let the person naturally decay? Okay? One moment. I'm just doing something. I'll be there in a second. And as you can tell, I just made this off the cuff because this is something I just have to get out. Okay? I understand that cremation is done for economic reasons. But doesn't that contradict the idea that Christianity should not be guided by wealth, right? That there should not be a situation where money essentially puts one on a track toward a Christ-like death. That's wrong. Does that mean that the government should cover every burial in the United States? I think something should be done. Yes, we have insurance. Yes, I know all of that. But my point is that in this increasing have versus have not society, where we have people living in downtown Detroit, for example, that have a net operating, not income, but a income of $33,000. That's it. In downtown Detroit, in the midst of the revitalization of downtown Detroit. How are they going to be able to afford a funeral that might cost $5,000 to $9,000? Can they afford the insurance? If we are one nation under God and indivisible with liberty and justice for all, shouldn't a proper burial be part of that agreement? I think so. Shouldn't the option to have your body not stuffed, embalmed, be part of that agreement? I think so. Yeah, I'm pleased to know I'm not the first person to consider this by any means, but I have never been a part of a discussion about it. I'd like to know what you think on this Easter Sunday or whenever you see this. And again, I have loved ones who were cremated. My father was buried. He is at Abraham Lincoln National Cemetery in Elmhurst, Illinois. My godmother, Janet Estelle Collins, is here in Georgia. Excuse me. And so Chicago, not Georgia. She lives here, not just about 5 minutes away, but her family's in Chicago. I'd like to know what you think. I have a hard time with this. What say you? Thank you. Oh, and see, before I end, I just want to emphasize something, okay? I just want to emphasize something before I go. And it's this. It's this. Well, I'll do it later. I've got to go, okay?